رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is all-encompassing. That means that nothing escapes His knowledge. No activity in the skies, on earth, in the oceans escapes the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, وَعِنْدَهُ مَفَاتِحُ الْغَيْبِ لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا هُ. He has the keys of all the unseen things, all the hidden things. No one knows them but He. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. He knows what is occurring on dry land, and He knows what is occurring in the oceans. وَمَا تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَةٍ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. Every leaf that falls from a tree, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about that leaf. Not a single leaf can fall without the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا حَبَّةٍ فِي ظُلُمَاتِ الْأَرْضِ. A seed that is planted and disappears from our view. Once we plant the seed, we cover it up and we can no longer see what's happening. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the conditions that seed is going through, even in the darkness beneath the surface of the earth. وَلَا رَطْبٍ وَلَا يَابِسٍ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. Every living and non-living thing is in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So nothing escapes His knowledge. No action of the human being escapes the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every gaze that a person casts, يَعْلَمُ خَائِنَةَ الْأَعْيُنِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows every gaze that has breached and crossed the limits. The khiyana of every incorrect glance is known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا تُخْفِي الصُّدُورِ. What the hearts are hiding, what lies in the chests of human beings, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. يَعْلَمُ السِّرَّ وَأَخْفَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the secrets that people have in their hearts, and He knows that which is even more hidden than a secret. Yani what is about to become a secret. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything. Because this is a reality, a Muslim who is connected always to his Lord and whose life is revolving around his Lord and Master is always very diligent about what he or she is doing or saying. In fact, this is what enables us, empowers us to regulate ourselves when no one else is watching. For a Muslim, it makes no difference whether someone's watching or not watching. They know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. Umar radiallahu anhu, on one of his nightly patrols, passed by a house where they used to milk their animals and sell the milk. So the mother was instructing her daughter to add some water and mix it into the milk. So the daughter, the young girl, responded by saying, Amir al-Mu'mineen has prohibited us from this. He does not allow this, that we dilute our merchandise and sell it as if it is pure. So she said, the mother said, yes, but he doesn't know that we're doing this. He's not here with us right now. So the young girl responded by saying, yes, but Allah is here right now. Allah is watching what we're doing. So in this way, they used to regulate their own behavior. A Muslim does not look around to see, is there supervision on me? Is there someone watching me? Is there someone aware of what I'm doing? Because in all conditions, they know that Allah Azza wa Jal is aware. And like this, you will find dozens of stories, hundreds of stories, both from Quran and Hadith and from the lives of Sahaba and the lives of those after them who regulated themselves just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was watching. In fact, one of the ways in which people used to test others is that go and do this, go and do such and such act for me where no one can see you. And right away, it would be seen that who has the awareness, who has that connection with Allah? Who is going to go and foolishly attempt to do something where no one is seeing them? And who is going to stop and say, no, but Allah is seeing me no matter where I go? This awareness of Allah is one of the most powerful things a person can have in their heart and in their mind. But it has to be cultivated and it has to be protected. It comes with effort and it leaves very quickly. The moment a person commits a sin, that awareness departs from them. In fact, that awareness has departed. That's why they went and committed that sin. If this awareness of Allah can be brought into our hearts, it is a prevention against every wrong deed, against every inappropriate act, against everything that is incorrect from a worldly perspective and from a dini perspective, from a religious perspective. So this is a part of our mission. This is a part of our objective. Allah has created us for His worship. Allah has created us for His servitude. A part of that servitude is that we are constantly aware of Him. This is not something extra that if you achieve it, it's good, and if you don't, all is well. You go on doing what you do. No, this is a part of. In fact, this is one of the most important components of worshiping Allah. How are you going to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way He wants you to, when He wants you to, if you don't have the awareness? And when we lack this awareness, that's when our behavior goes out of control. That's when we say things, we do things. That's when a person will skip their prayers because no one's noticing. A person will miss out on doing certain good deeds because, oh, no one's noticing anyways. A person will continue to do bad deeds because no one can see me right now. The root cause of all of this is that the awareness of Allah was not in the heart. And this awareness of Allah is a nur. It is a light. It will enlighten your life. It will enlighten your mind. It will change the way you think. And this awareness of Allah, if you carry it around with you, it will impact the people that you're sitting with, the people that you eat with, the people that you walk with. It will transfer to them. They will feel it. But this is a very precious and a very delicate thing. Some people develop this awareness while they're still studying. Others develop it after they study and they dedicate some time on working on themselves and really disciplining their nafs and staying under the supervision of someone who helps them. And some people develop it towards the end of their lives, and others don't develop it at all. The most fortunate people are those who develop the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while they're still studying. It saves them from every evil, from every wrong while they're studying, and it starts opening up doors. Just walking around with this awareness, it will start opening up doors of khair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that there is a slave of mine who is pious, who recognizes me, who fears me but loves me, who does things just because he knows that I am watching and I am listening. And I know what he's doing. And that connection that he has with me, that connection Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cherishes, and through that Allah opens up all your doors. Through that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala solves all your problems. Through that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inspire you with thoughts and with ideas that the people around you can never have. This is the prized possession. This is the jewel of this dunya. If somebody can attain it and work on themselves and build it, they are the most fortunate person in this world. And a person who does not have this, they might have all the treasures and all the riches in the world, but they are deprived. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those people who acquire this awareness of Allah, and then lets that awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them in dunya, guide them away from the displeasure of Allah, and always towards those things which please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah give us tawfiq. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi.